Fátar of Galiargany and Dara Clare Armadan is Super Value Party Creeve, Agashishil, Riverstown, Mardyke, St. Joseph's, Mardyke. Hulabas on the board and Dara Liverna. Erdouche, Furin, Riverstown. Ibrahim, Jacob, Carroll. Iver Atoro, Flynn, Healy. Iver Tree, Adam Cashman. Iver Cahar, Joey Allen. Iver Coig, Liam Murphy. Iver Shea, Gavidas Barbses. Iver Shot, Sean Hughes. Iver Hunt, Harrison O'Rourke. Iver May, Jack Prout. Iver Dead, Ben O'Sullivan. Iver Hain, Dan Tierney. Agus yn caf Iver a fe shot tá Luke Crowley. Iver a 3 Brian Roach. Iver a 4 Cian Ryan. Iver a 5 Daniel Crowley. Agus 6 Jack Morgan. In caf Iver a fe hunt tá Jack Daly. Iver a 8 Alfie McSweeney. Iver a 9 Archie Byrne. Iver a Fehe, Luke Winnie. Iver a Fehe James Holland. Iver a Fehe Do, Ryan Linehan. Iver a Fehe Tree, Kyle O'Donovan. Iver a Fehe Cahar, Nathan Coughlin. Iver a Fehe Cruig, Fionn Milan. Agus a Cab Iver a Fehe Shea, Leo Kennefic. Fulabas on the board the near Riverstown, Liverpool. Inish, Furin, Nave Joseph the Mardyke, and Sakul Ikov Ibrahim, Tom Jude Walsh. Iverdo, David O'Regan. Ivery, Inda Ahern. Iverfek, Ivercahar, Mark O'Sullivan. Ivercuig, Ewan Tooney. Iverashay, Rory O'Halloran. Iverashot, J. O'Sullivan. Iver Hunt, John Barrett. Iver a Day, Adam Cooney. Iver a Day, Jack O'Regan. Iver a Dale, Liam Harris. Iver a Doyle, Andrew MacDonald. Iver a 3 Dara Ahern. Iver a Cahardale, Tom Kenty. Iver a Quidale, Leighton Keating. Iver a Shadale, Xander Singlehurst. Iver a Shockdale, Connor Walsh O'Hara. Iver a Huckdale, James Harty. Iver a Laydale, Luke Ahern. Iver a Fehe, Alex O'Hara. Iver a Fehe, Connor O'Sullivan. Agus Ikab Iver a Fehe Shea, Agus Nera Jacob Greenan. So we give one of us on the board that near Nave Joseph, St. Joseph's and Mardyke, one of us on the board for the please.
Go to country. Look at me guys.
Okay, if you want to do toss, alright, I'll give you the call, okay?
I'll go tails.
Tails, heads it is. Play that way? Okay, play that way, so you're playing that. Exactly. Enjoy, boys.
Now, Fáilteoibh Illicodéir Cudí an Cléthe Ceanna seo, either Riverstown playing from left to right, in the green and red, and St. Joseph's and Mardyke playing from right to left in the I'd say all red strip. And here we have an opening goal here for St. Joseph's and Mardyke. And if I could find who scored, I think would it be Ivor Hucht? Yeah, John Barrett got the score there, and St. Joseph's, we delighted that early start. St. Joseph's, this is a very interesting statistic. St. Joseph's have just the 1/6 class in the school, and they have only one in Roar Ward, JJ O'Sullivan, wearing number 7 from Round Gacooig. So this is a very, very talented football team indeed from St. Joseph's the Mardyke. And of course Riverstown are no strangers to final day either in St. Joseph's Riverstown. So St. Joseph's Riverstown have a fantastic tradition, and this team have been particularly successful this year in the opening round in the Skeena Skull competition, and they are a team full of character and resilience. So losing that goal in the first minute of the match is not going to upset their game at all. And here they are driving forward. Lovely short pass there into the full forward, and oh yeah. And here we've Riverstown anyway, and Riverstown have pushed for St. Joseph's the Mardyke have pushed forward, and we have our Coolbora here after kicking the ball out, and that's the Coolbora's Jacob Carroll for St. Joseph's. Sorry. Now, anyway, back to the action here. So we have, I think I got my colours wrong, and so Riverstown are the red and black, so Riverstown have that opening goal, top row, and I should be taking more notice. And so Riverstown have the goal, and Riverstown has started very well, and it's St. Joseph's actually who are showing the character and resilience to come back at the Riverstown after that score. And now we have the opportunity to take a point. And will the point be taken here? Would he drop it right into square? A lot of bodies inside, so I'd say he'll kick it up and over. And is it going? It's going. That's a fantastic point now for St. Joseph's the Mardyke, and that point will be so important.
Yeah,
so important
fantastic
there.
score there, Breed, by Ivor Hucht, John Barrett, brilliant score. And just to mention, it was Harrison O'Rourke there that got the goal for Riverstown. Fantastic goal. He drove right through the middle.
Yeah, he did indeed. So we have again St. Joseph's the Mardyke controlling the play here down, and lovely 1-2, and pushing forward here is one of the backs as well, Mark O'Sullivan, and the ball is still down here. So obviously St. Joseph's the Mardyke are hungry for the score, pushing forward, and it's a kick out there from Riverstown. That's a fantastic kick there to Ivor and Jack Prout. Jack, who also played the hurling for his team last year in the Skeena Skull, and Jack sent it to Fehishacht, I think. They were wearing 27, so that was it 27 was Luke Crowley, and Luke Crowley there passed the ball forward as well. So after a bit of confusion at the start of the match, let's get back to the action here again now, and fantastic kick out by Jude Walsh. He put it right into space. Unfortunately it was read so well by the defender there for St. Joseph's Riverstown, Skolnev Joseph, and ball is pushing forward here now, and the St. Joseph's the Mardyke are collecting the ball, and lovely almost an inch perfect pass, but very well intercepted and read, going to the full forward here who's making space for himself, and he's kicking it up and over. So that was Ivor Cahardiog. Cian Ryan got that score now. Sweep Riverstown on a goal and a point to that very valuable point for St. Joseph's the Mardyke. So here we have now pushing forward against St. Joseph's the Mardyke. Fantastic ball into space. What does the hop do? It's okay. It's coming to one of the full forwards, and it's there. And there's a bit of a kind of a tussle there for the ball. Unfortunately, the ball was touched on the ground. So St. Joseph's the Mardyke, they're actually going to keep playing. They're going to try and push forward for a goal if possible at all, and they're working their way in, and the ball is going up, and it's being kept in play by the corner forward there for St. Joseph, another forward there trying to win the ball. He's managed to hold on to his footing. That was outstanding play here, and ball is passed there. Great teamwork, fantastic work there. Sadi for a nay. I think it's Adam Cooney with the ball, and Adam's getting great support from his teammates here for a Hucht, John Barrett, the captain of course, leading by example. and the ball has gone right and wide.
He's brought it back there now for
and
a
the
free.
Raytors brought it back, all right, because the advantage didn't accrue to St. Joseph's. Well, Martine, after Greek mixing up the colours, the jerseys and everything, you've definitely been following the match, and what's your assessment of this game so far after 5 minutes of play?
Yeah, Breed, I'm absolutely blown away by the standard here. Oh my God, you're hardly able to take a breath watching them. The ball is up and down the pitch, over, back, around, and there's fierce tenacity being shown by both teams, really driving home to bring this cup home.
Yes, if we could only see, I think the red numbers on the jersey is hard to tell, but I think that was Iver Hucht, John Barrett, the captain, getting that point there. Again, it's fascinating how the scoreline reflects it, an advantage to Riverstown, because Riverstown 2 kicks the ball, they have a goal and a point, and there we have St. Joseph's to Mardyke, 2 kicks the ball and they have 2 points. It's very, very interesting. We're in the top section here in our football, and it's boys football, Ryan Ahane, and dual football as well, and it's interesting how you can see that this is the reflection of the best when it comes to standard football and Skeena Skull, and these teams are definitely very evenly matched. They're no strangers to finals. St. Joseph's and Mardyke have been very competitive the past few years in Skeena Skull. Pat O'Sullivan, Anthony O'Mahony, the coaches, are very pleased with the commitment of this team, and also just the buzz and excitement in the school in general when it comes to Skeena Skull. Not only that, but Ray McDonough and John Meade would love to see their boys when the girls have been very successful, and they're hoping this will be the year now for the boys that they'll win the football final. It's a few years now since they were in a hurling final, but it looks like there are definitely some players coming to the fore, some players showing leadership here for both teams. So we'll obviously be looking forward to the future of Cork football and seeing if any of these boys' names will be seen wearing a red jersey.
Yeah, that boy there, Harrison O'Rourke, in the centre of the field there for Riverstown, is really making his mark. He's very strong and absolutely a very dangerous left leg.
He has indeed, and Harrison, of course, is the captain here, so he wants to lead by example and lead his team. And what a fantastic kick there by Harrison! Just went to the right and wide. I sometimes wonder about those kind of kicks, Martine. Like, should a player drop it right into the square? Should they try and go for the score? What would you recommend?
Well, I suppose with it being that far out, he may perhaps should have looked for the man closer and given a 1-2 and moved on from there. But he opted to go for the score because I suppose he's confident in himself.
Yeah, exactly. And here we've Iver Shach there, JJ O'Sullivan on 10 Buchaloin around Gugui for St. Joseph's to Mardyke, getting a very important ball there, but the play is back again with Riverstown. Riverstown seem to have very good movement. Sean Hughes doing very well there with Gavita Sparsby and Liam Murphy in the half back line. They're giving a great supply of ball into the half forward line for Riverstown, but very good play there by the half backs for St. Joseph's and Mardyke as well. Fantastic interception there, very good support given by Sean Hughes there. Sean Hughes sending the ball forward, going to Iver Ade, I think Ben O'Sullivan, the vice captain, and doing very well to hold on to the ball is the midfielder Jack Proud. But St. Joseph's to Mardyke, Iver Ame, Adam Cooney, fantastic, and Adam released the ball very quickly, but did he give enough notice to his teammates? It's okay, it's coming to Iver, is it a Nadiab, and almost got a score there. Very good interception by the backs, and in fairness, there's the Raytor. I thought the player lost his footing, but no, I think the Raytor blew for the fact that he overcarried the ball. Colin Walsh, a Raytor from Scullone, and Ballincollig, Mila Buekiston for the time he gives to Skeena Skull when it comes to reffing these finals. And coming forward is Harrison O'Rourke with the ball. Harrison's gone to number 27, and Jack Daly kicks it up and over, and we have a point there for Jack Daly today. So the scoreline now is a goal and 2 points for Riverstown, St. Joseph's, Riverstown, Neve Joseph, and then St. Joseph's the Mardyke are on 2 points. So the action is back again with Riverstown. Riverstown seem to be able to move the ball beautifully up along the lines there, but that very important interception there by St. Joseph's to Mardyke. That young lad is active, kick the ball high, but I don't think he anticipated, even though they're Flynn Healy going to read the ball and intercept it so well. Sideline, oh no, the play is continuing. Iver Hangeog, Dan Tierney sends the ball for Dan, going to the captain Harrison O'Rourke. Harrison is going to kick it up and over again. Now, we've 2 points there in about a minute's play. We're halfway through the first half, 10 minutes of play in the first half. The first quarter is over in the second quarter. And look, again, what St. Riverstown do, St. Joseph's do with ease. That was 3 beautiful passes gone from the full back line almost to the full forward line there by St. Joseph's. But equally, the great movement here by Riverstown. Riverstown player kicked the ball forward, hoping it'll hop beautifully for his forwards. And well done to the full forwards there. And we've Brian Roach, Keane Ryan, and Daniel Crowley trying to get more scores there. And the fantastic play by Ben O'Sullivan, Dan Tierney, and Luke Crowley means that there has been a constant flow of ball coming in to those full forwards as well. So I'm sure Riverstown are very happy with not only the scoreline but the play from their players. But look at this for character. St. Joseph's the Mardyke push the ball forward. Can he keep it in play before it goes over the line? And very well marshalled by the defender there, using his body to stop the full forward from getting the ball. Now again, the goalkeeper kicks it to, this is 3 passes here now, and we're at the half forward line. 4 passes and we're nearly at the full forward line. Coming back into Harrison. Harrison has it. Will Harrison unselfishly pass it, he's full forward, and what will the full forward do? He kicked the ball. Fantastic defence there by St. Joseph's the Mardyke. What excellent play there, and very hard earned free there by St. Joseph. St. Joseph moving the ball very quickly, going to Iverene, Adam Cooney. Adam is kicking the ball forward, but St. Joseph still have possession. That's great. They still have possession. Again, the 2 passes there, 3 passes. They're trying to get out of this huddle of bodies here, and very good. That's the 5th pass. And now opting to kick the ball in. Who will get it? The full forward broke the ball down, and here we have the St. Joseph's look very dangerous there. Looks like, but well done. There was great defending there by St. Joseph, by Riverstown. Flynn Healy, Adam Cashman, Joey Allen will not let the ball through too easily at all. And I know you've been very quiet next to me here, Martine, but surely you must be enjoying this game of football.
Yeah, do you know what? I can hardly talk here, Breed, with the excitement. It's absolutely unbelievable, the standard here. I'm very, very impressed here with the defence of St. Joseph's the Mardyke. They're under serious pressure from Riverstown, and here we are with a goal. Fantastic goal there, just slipped past the keeper by Riverstown.
Yeah, and it came from a long range ball. I think, in fairness, the keeper, the way it hopped, the way it came from, he just could do nothing about it, and it went over his fingers. Unfortunately, there's a lot of distance between the top of the player's fingers and the crossbar as well, and that really, I think, would have gone against the run of play. Even though Riverstown are very dominant in this match, I would have said that St. Joseph's definitely don't deserve to be 2 goals and a point behind. But at the same time, I think this is a team of character. They rallied after the first goal went in, and they managed to get 2 points, and I'm sure there is more in St. Joseph's. Just the forwards now. Hopefully the forwards for St. Joseph's will get into this game. They're relying on Jack O'Riordan, Liam Carris, and Andrew MacDonald to come in. Dara Hearn, Tom Canty, and Leighton Keating, perhaps with Alex O'Hoorihan as well in the corner forward position, making a big difference here today. But I would say, though, that there is definitely opportunities for St. Joseph's to score, but perhaps the defence is very strong. But the lovely patient play here of St. Joseph's Mardyke, opting to kick the ball. It was a little bit short. Will they get a goal? They're trying the soccer style, and it's a goal for St. Joseph's. I think that's a richly deserved goal there for St. Joseph's. Would you agree, Marty? Yeah,
absolutely. They were working the interplay there up the pitch. As you said, they were very patient. They threw the ball around between them, and it paid dividends then in the end with the fantastic goal.
I'm not sure. I think it was a Dara Hearn, I think, might have gotten that goal. I couldn't say. So many bodies there, and all I have are my glasses and the distance.
Yeah, Breed, it's very hard to see the numbers on the jersey.
It is, yes, indeed. And of course, we have a foggy day here today as well. But this is a game that's worth coming to. 14 minutes of play, and in 14 minutes of play, we have 3 goals and 5 points scored. The talent here is immense, and it was as we expected here. Both teams had come in with a fantastic record in the group stages of the Skeena Skull competition, so everyone was eagerly anticipating this final. But what I'm loving most about both teams is the linkage play, the way they're finding each other. It's been fantastic altogether. Look at this now. Say Riverstown are opening up the play, making space for themselves, and the ball hit the crossbar. I would have thought that score should have been taken though.
Yeah,
Martin.
Dan Tierney was unlucky there. He brought the ball in very, very well, but unfortunately it just hit the upright and went to the right.
Exactly, yes. And now back to the action again. St. Joseph, patient play. St. Joseph, I love the linkage player there. Number 10, Jack O'Regan, hand passed the ball up and then went for the return pass in. I mean, the maturity of these players, their patience, and obviously the skill level is fantastic. Great credit due to Pat O'Sullivan and Theo Manny for coaching St. Joseph's team so well. And of course, Ray McDonough and John Meade, no strangers to Skeena Skull final day either. And like, it is wonderful to see the level of support. It is just amazing to hear the chants and the positivity coming from both sets of supporters. And here we have, very well done, just fingered it over the crossbar, and I actually thought, I'd say he was trying to fist it. It could have gone over or under the crossbar. I think that was over a 3G. If I'm right, could be Dara Hearn. Dara's twin Luke, his twin brother Luke, must be so proud of his brother if it was Dara. And the greasy conditions, and the player for St. Joseph slipped there, but he recovered very quickly. And now we have a score line after 16 minutes to play of Gahul agus 3 Coolin, the Riverstown, agus 1 Coolawan, agus 3 Coolin, St. Joseph's. A kick of a ball between them. And Martin, if you were a player now, say for St. Joseph Mardyke, what would you think would they need to be doing to bridge that gap? Ooh, it's a bigger gap now.
It's a bigger gap
I
now,
think,
Reid.
to be fair, Harrison really gave great support. I think it was number 10, Ben O'Sullivan.
It was number 11 there. I think Dan Tierney scored that fantastic rocket of a goal.
Yeah, well, definitely the advice is more important now. What would you be doing if you were a player for St. Joseph's now, offering advice to your teammates, Martin?
Purple patches happen in games, Breed, and it's evident here now that Riverstown are going through their purple patch. So what St. Joseph's Mardyke need to do is just keep the head, keep the cool, work the ball out, and like we said in other games this morning, take the points and the goals will come.
Yes, and pushing through is Harrison again. And that's fantastic defending there by St. Joseph's to Mardyke, and they had 2 on him, but the patience of the St. Joseph's player. I often have such admiration for a player who managed to dispossess a player without giving a free away. I just think that's immense, because in football we're inclined to be tempted to pull the jersey or drag the player back, and that was fantastic patient play, because it looked like Harrison was gearing himself up for a goal there. And the defence for St. Joseph's Riverstown as well is fantastic. Like Flynn Healy, Adam Cashman, Joey Allen are giving very few goal chances to the St. Joseph's Mardyke forward line as well. And there was a bit of just the player lost his balance, so he's being pushed there. And interesting to see that number 27, Jack Daly, who's in the forward line, is now playing in the half-back line for Riverstown. There's fantastic support play there by Riverstown. And St. Joseph's, what's going to happen is that point, it was up and over, fantastic left-legged kick by
David Clifford, who
is true, Martin. That is definitely Cork's answer to David Clifford, and a fantastic, and actually a very important point, because it's changed the difference to, instead of being a goal, it's 2 points, which leaves Riverstown in a very vulnerable position at this stage. Again, resilience, perseverance, character. This is the words I would use to describe St. Joseph's. And collecting the ball there now was Ivor Akuig, number 5, Ewan Toomey, and Ewan Goncheese, number 9, Adam Cooney. Adam being very busy midfield here today. And again, fantastic defending there by Liam Murphy, Gavita Sparsby and Sean Hughes in the half-back line for Riverstown, meaning that there was very little ball going inside into the full forward line as well for St. Joseph's. But look here, 2 of the hardest working players on the pitch for St. Joseph's, 2 midfielders, John Barrett and Adam Cooney, trying to drive forward, giving a supply of ball. Lovely vision, lovely support there, and coming through, he's got space in front. Can he steady himself, take the kick? He opts to go low onto the ground, and a bit of soccer involved here as well. And again, fantastic patience by the players to St. Joseph. They're just saying there, oh, here a ball, is a goal. Oh, fantastic block there by we've a goal. Jacob Carroll could do nothing wrong there. Jacob Carroll did everything right. He stopped the first goal, but once the ball broke away, came out again, it was another goal for...
Absolutely, Breed. Absolutely epic goalkeeping there by Jacob. He tried his best and he couldn't do anything about that goal going in. I think it was number 13 there, Dara Hearn, that scored that goal.
Yes, and interesting now, the scoreline has changed for the first time in the match. We have St. Joseph's and Mardyke with their patient play, their just dogged determination, grabbing the lead from Riverstown. So we're actually now in the final seconds of this first half, and we have Riverstown on a scoreline of 3 goals and 3 points, and we have St. Joseph's on 2 goals and 4 points. So it's like St. Joseph's is trying to wrestle that lead from St. Joseph's to Mardyke. So they're trying to wrestle the lead from St. Joseph's, Skolnev Joseph, Riverstown, and it is fantastic to see it happening here, because again, a team with character and resilience can come back and win a match. Now Riverstown still have that cushion, but again it's less than a goal, and taking the kick, and it's gone up and over, so we have another point for St. Joseph's. So we have 2 goals and 5 points for St. Joseph's, 3 goals and 3 points. So we have 12 points to 11, the barest of margins. And the whistle blows at half time here, and I must say, after a very entertaining first half with 5 goals and 8 points, it looks like it's all to play for in the second half. Wouldn't you agree, Marty?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'd just like to mention there before half time the exemplary performance there of John Barrett of St. Joseph's, the Mardyke. He was tenaciously fighting there for the ball, and he managed to win the free, and he popped it over himself.
Yes, it's definitely a very exciting second half awaits us.
Agus fáilte roimh Harnash an sa gotí an Tarnala an sa gluthe críomha idir Scianascoil Ryan Hain idir Riverstown, St. Joseph's Riverstown agus St. Joseph's the Mardyke. And the goalie from the Mardyke, Jude Walsh, gives it a fantastic ball there, showing great sight. Ball up here to number 15, Leighton Keating. What's he going to do with it? The ball is going in. Well kept in. Here's number 20 now, Alex O'Hourahan. And would have been a fantastic score, but the whistle was blown. Will he give the point, or will he bring it back for the free? I think Colin Walsh there, Ray Torn Lenov, Hasha Chane Hort Harnash and son Chon kicks there a Hort Gadi St. Joseph's the Mardyke. And here is Iver and they Adam Cooney. He's waiting, he's sizing up his options here. And unfortunately he just didn't get the curl on the ball. Oh, it is kept in, very well kept in by the Mardyke. And a wide ball, Dimmick er 4 Eel and son er Clayax er 4 Eel. Very well done there by Iver and they Adam Cooney. He tried his best, and it was kept in by the Mardyke team there. Now here is Cool Borda, Jacob Carroll coming out with the ball. Very well done there. They're fighting here, they're shouldering, they're tussling. The ball is given back here. The Mardyke are in full control here. They seem to be going through their purple patch. And he's just gone over the line. Iver Shachton's son, JJ O'Sullivan. He was doing very, very well, but just tiptoed over the line there. And it is going to be a line ball here, like Iver and Jack Prout of Riverstown. The ball comes down here to the Riverstown forwards. Well kept in there. Oh no, it's just gone over the line by Iver Treediug there. Brian Roach, Gamilishkiel. He tried his best to keep it in, but unfortunately went over the line. A very, very exciting start to the second half, Breed, and it's all in the melting pot here. Only 2 points in the game. Who's going to win it? Yeah,
it's definitely, but the interesting thing is that Riverstown decided they'd start the second half as they started the first half, trying to create that commanding lead again, and there has been a lot of pressure put on the forward, the backs for St. Joseph's Mardyke by Harrison O'Rourke. Harrison definitely does these kind of what they call various forceful long runs through the middle, which puts a lot of pressure on the defence for St. Joseph's, but they seem to weather the storm so far. But it shows the character character of Riverstown. They dominated the most of the first half, and then St. Joseph's came back at them, but they didn't drop their heads at all. And here's Harrison pushing forward again, and Harrison's got another point. So instead of a point between them now, we've 3 points between the teams, which are, is it 3 points? Yeah, top row, and I'm doing my maths there. But I must say now, there's credit due to St. Joseph's for the character they're showing, but it seems that some of the points are coming so easily for Riverstown that really, unless St. Joseph's get on top of the two midfielders of Harrison Ford and Jack Prout, that they will be under pressure. What did you make of that goal there, Marty?
Yeah, absolutely. The link play there between the forwards of Riverstown was fantastic, and I think it was Cian Ryan there that scored a great goal. He shot it into the top corner there with his left leg. Unreal.
Yeah, fantastic. And here we have, I'm going to coin your phrase, the purple patch, and it seems like Riverstown is definitely going through the purple patch. So we have almost 2 goals between them now. We have 4 goals and 4 points for Riverstown to go Coolleen for St. Joseph's. In a football match, a scoreline of 2 goals and 5 points could often win a Skeena Skull final. So I must say, I have great respect for St. Joseph's and Mardyke for what they've scored so far. But it looks like Riverstown definitely are starting the second half as they started the first half in the match. Now there's a free there, and I'm sure we're going to have Jude Walsh saying thank you very much, Raytor, for that free there to give us a bit of breathing space. Look at St. Joseph's, the ball came perfectly. He opted to kick it into space. Who's going to be first there? You know, very well done there to Adam Cashman. He read the ball very well, and he got out in front of his forward. And the ball is coming in now. We go from one team half to another. David O'Regan caught that beautifully. David's hand passed it, and crossfield ball again going to the other wing this time. And a fantastic play. Was that number 14, Tom Canty? Could be. I'm not sure the numbers, but St. Joseph's offering to kick a high ball in. St. Joseph's have a very good running game as well, and they're not the biggest of teams. So I would think that maybe for them they could also try and continue to work the ball through instead of the high kick in. But we'll see now, the ball is still down here. St. Joseph's, they could hold it down here, like they'll put a lot of pressure on the Riverstown forwards, Riverstown defence there. Again, Mila Buekas to the Skull Owen linesmen, those young boys who came with their Moon Tour Cullen Walsh today to act as linesmen in the beautiful Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Páirc Uí Chaoimh looking absolutely gorgeous here today, thanks to the groundsmen and everyone associated with Páirc Uí Chaoimh for allowing the Skeena Skull competition to be played here. Sprinting for the ball, opting to go soccer style, very clever, going to Ben O'Sullivan, the vice captain, and Ben has it, he's collected. Oh, what a fantastic block down there by the St. Joseph's player, and he earned a free as well. That was a fantastic block down. Again, so many players are inclined to pull, drag and harass with the ball. The patient play, winning the ball there in the block down and earning a free as well. Again, St. Joseph doing their very best, and it's a sideline ball there to Riverstown. Ivor Hucht, is it?
Ivor Hucht John Barrett.
Ivor Hucht John Barrett, yeah, for Riverstown. Oh no, it's gone to St. Joseph the Mardyke.
I thought that was a Mardyke ball there now.
It was, yeah. I think you're right, the Raytor overlooked it. So Harrison O'Rourke for Riverstown there now has the ball, and Harrison O'Rourke went to his teammate, gone to the right and wide. Again now, Riverstown can afford a few errors at this stage. They do have that cushion. Now we have 14 minutes left in this first half, but it's interesting how the match seems to be mirroring what happened in the first half again. That St. Joseph's, Riverstown, Skolnev Joseph started very well, and St. Joseph's the Mardyke seem to be chasing the game a bit already, but they are weathering the storm, and it's great credit to David O'Regan, Enda Hearn, Mark O'Sullivan, Ewan Toomey, Rory O'Halloran and JJ O'Sullivan that they are sticking to the task. And of course, as always, you can't beat the cool bar at Jude Walsh. Poor Jude, he could do nothing about that. And is that Harrison O'Rourke? Could it be
Dan Tierney? I think
it's Dan Tierney. Thank you. Dan Tierney got that one over Haintiog, and really nothing that Jude Walsh could do. So the scores, 5 goals now scored by Riverstown, and Riverstown can get goals as easily as they get points. They have more goals scored than they have points so far. What a fantastic catch there by Ivor Cardiac, Tom Kent. You see St. Joseph's rallying. Now I think that is a ball maybe they should have tried to keep in play, But sure, who am I? I'm the footballer on the ditch watching this. Never got to play a Skeena Skull final, and how would I know? But coming out now fairly far, I must say, is Jacob Carroll. I thought he should stay inside the small circle. He gained a few metres there, and Jacob was lucky he was back in time to block that one down. Well done to Jacob. And collecting the ball there, St. Joe's the Mardyke. Look at that. They've such heart, such resilience, such determination, and the ball was just touched over the line there by the forward for St. Joe's the Mardyke. But you see, that is what I love about St. Joseph's and their attitude. Like a goal within the other, and they're pushing forward for a score themselves. That's the sign of a great team. Not just a good team, a great team. And look at this great team here trying to win the kick out. And is that Feheshacht, I think? Or is it Fehe? Yeah, it'd be Fehe. Yeah, number three. That was Adam Fehe 3, who would be Kyle O'Donovan for Riverstown winning the ball there. Anyway, the play has gone up to the other end, and cleverly watching the ball go over the in-line was Ivor 3, Enda Hearn, the vice captain for St. Joe's the Mardyke. I have to say, Enda Hearn and captain John Barrett wouldn't be very proud of their team here today. They've played with heart and spirit, determination, never dropped their heads. If I wasn't following the scores on the scoreboard, I would not think there was nothing, only a kick of the ball between both teams. Riverstown here, the ever vigilant, very hard-working Harrison O'Rourke, and of course Harrison O'Rourke, the captain, winning the ball, seeing it up there, just went over the sideline, and our Rator just blew for that sideline there. And I must say now, we have just 10.5 minutes left, and is there any direction or advice you would give the St. Joe's the Mardyke team here at this stage now, Marty?
You know what, Breed, they're showing extreme composure coming out from the backs. I'm very, very impressed with the full back line there of David O'Regan, Enda Hearn and Mark O'Sullivan. If they could drive it from the back and use the interplay they were using in the first half to gradually bring the ball up the line, showing patience, I think they could score a few goals and points here.
Yes, I would fully agree. And you have to say that it's not from the effort of the forwards as well, for the work they've done. Like Jack O'Regan, Liam Curris, Andrew MacDonald, Dara Hearn, Tom Canty, like we've Leighton Keaton, and as I said, Alex O'Horan as well. They're doing fantastic play here. Actually, all the players for St. Joseph are playing a fantastic match. It's just very hard to find an answer to a team like Riverstown that drive from the full backs out, from Flynn Healy, Adam Cashman, Joey Allen. They're playing a very aggressive form of football. They're pushing forward, they're not standing behind their forwards at all. The backs are trying to come out in front, and it's a style of football that's giving great options to the forwards for Riverstown. Lovely ball there now, making space, found his teammate here, number 10, Jack O'Regan. And here we have lovely play again, another high ball coming in. Who's going to win it? It depends on how it's going to hop. And it's that Harrison coming back again to collect the ball. Harrison is playing in the full back line, he's playing in the forward line. Of course he's actually picked midfield. He's covered every inch of ground here, I'd say, in the pitch here today in the Skeena Skull final. And the patient play again of Riverstown, the 1-2, the player passing and running off the pass. There was the return pass again, and Harrison is driving through. St. Joseph have to do something to stop that man coming through. And a great, actually, that should have been a goal, but it was a fantastic effort at a block down there by the St. Joseph's defender there to stop what I thought was a definite goal, Martin. Would you agree?
That ball started back here in the back line with Harrison, and he moved all the way up the field, 1-2ing all the way, and he was very unselfishly passed the ball off to one of the other forwards there to score a fantastic point there, Breed.
Yeah, exactly. And against St. Joseph's, they make it very hard for Riverstown to get their scores, even though the scoreboard would say 5 goals and 5 points is an excellent scoreline. But all of those goals and all of those points have been superb, and it's credit to St. Joseph's the Mardyke for the effort they're putting in. And that ball is hopping nicely for that player there. St. Joseph's trying to push the ball forward. There's a bit of space coming up in front of him. What's going to happen? He kicks the ball and it's gone into the goals. Did it go into the goals? our Raitor has blown the whistle. I'd say our Coolbara Jacob Carroll is under pressure there now. He took a fair knock there, but it was very brave of him. Interesting thing now is that's twice I've seen Jacob Carroll stopping what I thought would have been a most certain goal. He put the hands up under the crossbar at one stage and just got the fingers to it. He did the exact same thing here today in just this play here, and unfortunately he got injured, but it shows the determination of the St. Joseph's forward. He didn't even get a chance to get it into his hands to kick the ball out. St. Joseph's forwards were right down top of him, and that's great credit to the attitude of the full forward line of Alex O'Horahan, Tom Canty and Dara Hearn to put that much pressure on the Coolbara. And Martin, it's lovely to see Jacob up. And what would you think of Jacob's performance here today as well?
Oh, absolutely exemplary. With the few goals that went in, he couldn't do anything about it, but it shows that he's fierce heart and determination. He's up here now, he's not going to let his team down, and he's going to carry on to hopefully win the cup for his team.
Exactly, and again I think he's like the Duracell bunny with the batteries, but here we have Harrison O'Rourke and Jack Prout, both the hardest working midfielders I'd say in Cork football today, covering every inch of this pitch here today. And Harrison effortlessly taking his kick, and unfortunately went to the left and right, but I thought it was very nice, and it showed the camaraderie and the support that Harrison kicked the ball wide, but he got acknowledgement from his teammate then for his effort, and it shows the sheer loyalty and the camaraderie between the players here on the Riverstown team. Great fielding of the ball here, the ball just landed perfectly for him. So we've Harrison and Jack, where Harrison goes, Jack follows, and they seem to have great understanding, communication. And also, although Riverstown are dominating, there has been fantastic work put in by John Barrett and Adam Cooney as well in the midfield for St. Joseph's. They have come back to support the backline, but they're driving forward as well. Great pick up there by Liam Murphy finding his teammate Everett Deb, Ben O'Sullivan, the vice captain, then kicking a high ball in, hoping it'll land beautifully for the full forward. The full forward of Cardiog is Cian Ryan, and ball has gone left and over. Was that Cian?
That was Cian, yeah.
Cian.
He has a very, very dangerous left leg there. My God, anytime he gets on the ball, he's brilliant to get the ball, come out in front of his man and pop it over the bar.
Exactly, but that was a fantastic kick out there by Jude Walsh. Now he found his teammate. I am concerned about the option to kick high Gary Owens, as I call them, into the forward line there. It's making it very hard for the forward line for St. Joseph's to collect the ball. I love when St. Joseph play the running game. They have very good communication. It's almost like telepathy. What a block down. That's not the first time that the St. Joseph's defenders have blocked down the ball. I think actually that was John Barrett, the captain there, blocking the ball and passing it to his teammate. Now the ball has come there, but it's 3 players for St. Joseph's coming to collect it, and I think they've stopped that attack there, but who's going to come out with it? There's a body of players there, and the Raitor said there's a free there to the back line for St. Joseph's, and St. Joseph's full back there, and Enda Hearn, the vice captain, had the kick out, but the Raitor sent it back again. Jay O'Sullivan would have loved to have gotten a chance to run with the ball there. I think our Raitor is just checking if the Everett 3D out Brian Roach for Riverstown is okay. At all times, player welfare and well-being is at the centre of everything that goes on in Skeenescall. It's a competition at the end of the day, but our Raitor just wants to make sure every child not only enjoys the game but comes off injury-free if at all possible. Now doing a run through the middle there is Jack Prout. Jack Prout sent it on to Harrison. Harrison has it there. Harrison left leg kicking up and over. So the scoreline has changed again. So we have a scoreline now, thanks to Cian and Jack's last 2 points, of 5 goals and 7 points for Riverstown to go cool August Coolin for St. Joseph's the Mardyke. So the kick out there, St. Joseph, could that win it again? They still know they have 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left, and it's well worth driving forward for St. Joseph's, because 2 or 3 kicks of a ball and you could be getting close to being level. But it must, I think, again, these high kicks coming in are making it very easy for the defence for Riverstown to win the ball, and they're working it out again. Jack Prout has the ball. Jack is going on a solo run and he's kicking the ball very high, going into Cian, of course, wanting Cian to get to it. Cian got a finger to it, got a hand to it, but it's gone to the right and wide, or yes, because they're 4-wheel. So not wasting a second is Jude Walsh. Jude Walsh kicked the ball, but unfortunately his teammate just wasn't ready for it, and Harrison fisting it in. Oh, fantastic reading there of the ball by JJ O'Sullivan. JJ has the ball, he sends it forward. This is the kind of style I've loved seeing St. Joseph's play, that lovely running game, and look, making space for himself and kicking it in, but it's going to go. Yes, has Iver Treaty won it? No, I think we've a sub there. Is that number 23, Kyle O'Donovan, on for Riverstown, if I have the number right? It wouldn't matter who came on, if any sub has come on for Riverstown or St. Joseph's, congratulations and well done. It's a fantastic way to play a match in Skenaskall here in Mardyke with your classmates, with your teammates, in front of family and friends. So great clearance there, kicking the ball out into space. It's going to be a run. Who's going to get it? The St. Joseph player has gotten there first. He's managed to keep the ball in play. That was fantastic play and skill there by St. Joseph's player. He not only won it, he laid it off to his teammate. He ran off the short return. This is the running game I love from St. Joseph's. And a cool bar of Jacob Carroll said, thank you very much. I loved that when it went straight into my hands. He made it look easy, of course. And St. Joseph's now are running back again, trying to win the ball back once more. And here we have Harrison coming forward again. Harrison coming in the left wing. Again, as Martine said, Harrison has been very unselfish in his play, ensuring there's been a great spread of opportunity for all the players on the team. Of course, as a captain should do. Martine, we only have a couple of minutes left here. Do you believe there is a chance for St. Joseph's here to eat into that lead?
Yeah, with just over a minute left there, Breed, it's going to be hard for them to come back at this stage, but my God, are they showing heart, determination and perseverance. They have fierce fire in their belly and they want to win this game. Unfortunately, that went dropped into the keeper's hands there now and it's coming out. But another man I'd just like to mention there, Breed, is number 11 there, Dan Tierney. He's reminding me there anytime he gets on the ball of a young Shawnee Sullivan there from Kerry. He's getting the ball, he's unselfishly again passing it off, and it's often resulting in a score.
Yeah, again, you could see passages of play here, and you can see it here, number 9 here, Adam Cooney doing so well here. Like the linkage play by St. Joseph's when they're allowed play has been fantastic. Giving away a free there was Liam Murphy, I think. And we have a goal. We have a goal here. I was going to say giving away a free, but the Ray Tour, and he rightly did. Colin Walsh allowed the advantage, and we have John Barrett, the captain, and only deservedly so, getting a goal. It's a very different match now. 3 goals and 5 points. As I said, that scoreline would win a Skenaskall final, has won many Skenaskall finals. But for St. Joseph's the Mardyke, they just came across a team that was totally on form when it came to scoring. And here the running passage again, we've Dan Tierney going. Dan Tierney passing to Harrison, and great interception there by the players by the defence for St. Joseph's the Mardyke. That defence of David O'Regan, Enda Hearn, Mark O'Sullivan, Ewan Toomey, Rory O'Halloran and JJ O'Sullivan have really been immense today. The scoreline mightn't reflect it, but those of us who are here today, we know the truth of this game, and it's been an outstanding display by St. Joseph's the Mardyke. It's just that Riverstown are totally on fire today. But look at this patient play again by St. Joseph's. Look at that for a score, getting a score in the dying seconds of the match. St. Joseph's the Mardyke, they're getting the final 2 scores in the dying seconds. That's a team that really has to go down the history books for St. Joseph the Mardyke. Our tours look at the watch. It's Riverstown on a scoreline of 5 goals and 7 points to St. Joseph 3 goals and 6 points. It's an outstanding display. We are seeing a feast of football here today. The best of the best. Ryan Ahane, and this is what we love about football. Kids playing with spirit, determination, fairness and camaraderie. At the end of the day, some of these boys might end up playing as schoolmates in secondary school, as teammates for Cork. I am just so optimistic about the future of Cork football watching these lads playing here today. Wouldn't you agree, Marty?
Absolutely, Breed. My God, the standard has been through the roof. For want of a better phrase, it's been absolutely outstanding from both teams. The interplay from the Mardyke team has been absolutely outstanding, and then the real down the middle approach that Riverstown took has clearly worked out for them as well.
It has indeed. The direct play going through the middle, but of course they do have 2 strong midfielders, Harrison O'Rourke and Ben and Jack Prout, going through the middle. But it's interesting the difference in the play between both teams, of course admirably coached by both sets of teachers. All I can say is that Ray McDonough and John Meade must be so proud of the way their teammates their players executed the plan here today, and India up with a scoreline of 5 goals and 7 points, and the spread of scores between all the forwards and the midfielders has been fantastic. But for me, there has to be a special word of thanks to St. Joseph's the Mardyke. It was a pleasure to watch them play. Their resilience, their perseverance, their determination, and also their acknowledgement of them playing a better team on the day. There's no denying that. But there are so many heroes in the St. Joseph's the Mardyke team as well. On a final scoreline of 5 goals and 7 points to 3 goals and 6 points, I must say, and on any other day St. Joseph's would have won. But credit where credit is due, Riverstown are the true champions here today. It was an honour and a privilege to watch this match. Martine, your final word on this game.
Absolutely, Breed. Thank you. Cógordachas mór an son le Scoil Joseph Ballaróisín or Chaidán Pella an son Léirethe ó Húster an Cléthe Ní Haváin Uha son ach ón Mardyke Coma. Absolutely outstanding standard from start to finish, and deserved champions there, and Cógordachas Low.
Football wins today, and Fianna Scoil are so proud of all these children and the performances they put in. Mashiv agus Gunnar Relief.
Actually, do you know what? One fellow was on the I'm going to mix it. My voice. That boy here! 5 boys down there. Fantastic footballers. Didn't go the short thing just right. Looking this way now, lads.
Guys, look this way.
Boys, look over here.
Right, 1, 2, 3, give a big cheer. Come on, 1, 2. 2, you know, come with me and keep the rest of the back.
Sorry.
Come on, lads. Now, guys, look this way. Come on, lads, big cheers. 1, 2, 3, lift up the cup, boys.
Boys, grab your buckles, okay? Quickly grab your buckles.